In a small village near the forest, there was a boy named Karim. Karim was curious and loved adventures, and one day he decided to visit the old temple at the edge of the village. Upon entering the temple, Karim found himself surrounded by tall walls and strange carvings. The place was dark except for a few rays of sunlight that streamed through the old windows. As Karim walked deeper into the temple, he began to hear strange sounds. He couldn't tell if they were the wind or something else. He decided to go further into the temple, searching for the source of the sounds. After a few steps, Karim lost the path he had entered from. He tried to go back, but all the corridors looked the same. He began to feel scared and lost. Karim sat on the ground, trying to gather his courage. Suddenly, he noticed a faint light at the end of a long corridor. He decided to walk toward it, hoping to find a way out. When he reached the light, he found a small room filled with treasures. Among the treasure, there was an old lamp covered in dust. He hesitated at first, but then reached out and grabbed it. As soon as Karim touched the lamp, thick smoke began to rise from it. Out of the smoke appeared a giant genie dressed in ancient clothes. The genie looked at Karim and said, "You have freed me. What is your wish?" Karim was confused for a moment, then remembered the stories he had heard about Aladdin's lamp. He realized this was the magical lamp, and he started thinking about what he could wish for. Karim said to the genie, "I want to leave this temple." The genie nodded and waved his hand. Suddenly, a large gate appeared in front of Karim, leading outside. Even though the gate was right in front of him, Karim paused. He realized he might only have one chance to make his wishes. He decided to be smarter in using his remaining wishes. Karim turned back to the genie and said, "I want to always be brave and never fear adventures." The genie smiled and tapped Karim on the chest, filling him with a sense of strength and confidence. Karim felt the new bravery in his heart, but he didn't forget that he had one last wish. He asked the genie, "Can I keep the lamp?" The genie smiled wisely and said, "The lamp belongs to no one. You may keep it, but remember, true power comes from within, not from magic." Karim thanked the genie, holding onto the lamp, and then stepped through the gate, which led him outside the temple. He found himself in the forest, where the light was bright and the air fresh. Karim began his journey back to the village, but he felt that he had changed. He was no longer the frightened boy who entered the temple, he had become more courageous and confident. When he arrived at the village, his family and friends greeted him with joy. Karim told them about his adventure in the temple and how he found the magic lamp. However, Karim decided not to tell them about the genie or the wishes. He felt that this experience was personal, and that the bravery he gained was the greatest reward. Karim began helping his friends in the village, and everyone admired his courage and wisdom. He drew strength from the genie's lessons, knowing that true power lay within. Days passed, and Karim no longer needed the lamp. He decided to bury it in a safe place deep in the forest, thinking that someone else might need it someday.